What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today you join me on what is one of the very first nice spring days of 2025. It's like 17 degrees, sunny out, absolutely lovely, and for us it's always the start of the season. You know, during winter we don't really get to do a lot of this type of car because it's a bit too well, dangerous really. And also I always feel like the videos just look better when you have a nice blue sky and a nice sun, and just the vibe is completely different. So today we borrowed this 812 GTS at Thijs Timmermans, who always has a couple cool Ferraris available. Go check out his inventory. He's got really cool cars. Go check it out. And of course, massive thanks again for letting us have a go in this 812 GTS for sale at Thijs Timmermans in a really good spec. This Grigio GTS combined with a chocolate interior is a classic spec. Black wheels on this one, but let's start at the front. I'll show you around it. We'll take a look at the car and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. So 812 GTS is the convertible version of the 812 Superfast. As you can see, it has no roof. Other than that, it is pretty similar. We've got a similar front end with, in this case, a carbon exterior pack, so you get a little bit of a splitter there. A lot of aero going on, passive aero and active aero as we're used to from Ferrari nowadays. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I maybe even able to show you guys some flaps. Well, there are those vortex generators, but there's a lot of aero going on in underneath and around the car, with a couple air intakes as well next to the gorgeous aggressive headlights. Some air extraction vents on top here, and then we've got these 20-inch wheels with a 275 Pirelli P0 tire. Is that a Corsa or a regular P0? No, it's a regular P0. And behind that we've got the carbon ceramics, of course, with yellow calipers. Very nice touch. I always like that because you have the yellow of the logo and the yellow of the shield. Air extraction from the wheel well going on underneath there, and you can also see this shape which is meant to channel air that goes over the bonnet to the side of the car, over the mirror. And because they didn't want you to have too much of this air circulation going on in the cab, which means that it would just get too loud and uncomfortable to drive with the roof down, they added these L-shaped sort of vortex generators that were inspired by the Aperta LaFerrari. So very high tech, as you can see, but apparently what it does is it sort of creates a flow of air like that, which takes away the air from around the cabin, so you have less wind noise, which is great. You don't have a little side window anymore. Of course, you do have that with the 812 Superfast, and you get these two beautiful, what is that? Is that a buttress as well? I don't know. The flying buttresses are gone that you have on the Superfast, but you get these two buttresses, the static buttresses, I'm going to call them, behind the seats. What do you call that? What do you call that? There has to be a name for that. It looks incredible. And then more extraction vents there, beautiful rear end. There's a lot going on. You get a different diffuser for the GTS to mitigate the aero differences of losing the roof, but it looks very cool and intricate and has sort of a double diffuser idea. Quad tailpipes, of course, and lovely Italian flag there. And of course it is powered by the same magnificent engine. Where is it? There it is. So we've got the 6.5 liter V12 right there. So as you can see, it's very far back behind the front wheels, and it is, well, it has to be one of the most glorious engines of modern times. It is just incredible, the fact that they've been able to get it this far when the car was introduced in 2021, I think. I mean, everyone thought it was going to be the last time that they would fit this engine without any turbo or electric assistance. Well, we've seen now that, you know, with 812 Competizione and with the 12 Cilindri, it's still here. It is just such a glorious engine. 8,900 RPM, and it delivers 800 horsepower and 718 Newton meters of torque, which is also a lot of torque for a 6.5 liter engine. And that max power is generated at 8,500 RPM. So whenever someone says you're revving it too much, it's just because that's where the power is. You cannot help that. It's just where the power is. So just rev it out. So that's basically it. We've got a carbon side skirt as well, 20-inch at the rear, 315s. And then let me show you, we have some b-roll of the roof closing or opening, so you can see how this works. So this goes back and then the roof comes out or goes in. I don't know which version we are going to film, but it's done in 14 seconds, and you can do it up to like 50 kilometers an hour, which is, you know, quick enough. It's fast enough, and it just means that you have this glorious V12 all the time. And as you can see, you get this little window that you can open and close separately. So you can also have the roof up and the window down for some extra sound, which I do definitely recommend, because I think all 812 GTSs have an OPF, because yeah, they were just built after OPF had to be introduced. So it is a little bit less loud than an 812 Superfast, but because of course you can open the little window, or you know, at high speed, or the roof even at lower speeds, you do get a lot more sound in here in the cabin, which is also very nice. As I said, it's a really good spec. So the chocolate leather is just gorgeous with the contrast stitching here and a lot of carbon on the center console. The beautiful bridge with reverse automatic manual and your launch control. The roof and window operation is also here, and then of course the steering wheel with all the controls, the indicators, lights, windshield wipers, the start button, and the suspension, your phone, and the Manettino, and then a lot of buttons here. It looks a bit confusing when you get in first, but when you get the hang of it, it actually works pretty well, and everything sort of has its own control. So you've got the steering wheel to control that part, but then you have this control for that screen and the cruise control, and then you have these buttons for that screen, and then you have the climate separately there, and then your driving stuff here. So it's actually quite logical. It also has a passenger display, which is an option, and a yellow rev counter, which is just gorgeous. And well, it's just nice sitting here, you know, with the sun. It's the first series production V12 convertible Ferrari made in like 50 years, since the Daytona in 1970. Of course, we've had limited editions, so the 550 Barchetta, the 575 Super America, the 599 SA Aperta, then the F12 TDF. They didn't do a Spider of that, and then you've got this one, and of course the Competizione also got a Spider version, and the LaFerrari also has a Spider version with a V12, but they don't do it that often, so it's quite special that this is like a series production car. So let's start it up, which is just great starter motor as well. And we're in CT off mode, so you've got wet, sport, race, CT off, and ESC off. I'm going to keep it in CT off today, and we're going to go for a little drive on this lovely day. So put it in gear, and here we go towards the tunnel, because you want to do every tunnel you see. So this is just a disclaimer. If you end up buying this car because of my video, which, you know, let's be honest, it happens a lot. If you do so, I'm not responsible for the fact that you are going to chase every tunnel you ever find. So down like 7 gears, first gear. I mean, that is just absolute car porn, right? That's just such a big reason to buy the convertible. The high-pitched sound is just ridiculous. I think it's a little bit less loud in volume compared to the coupe, but it's not too bad actually. And because the tone is so nice and it changes throughout the rev range, like it's a bit deeper down low. See? And then the higher you get, it gradually changes. Oh, it's so good. It's so incredible. I honestly, I really do believe that this might be the greatest engine of modern times. It's just the fact that it's still here after all these eco laws is just mind-boggling. And the car is just so quick. It's ridiculous. It's not even that light. It's around 85 kilos heavier than the coupe because of the chassis fortifications and the roof mechanism. So it's 1735 curb weight, you know, which is not super light per se, but it's also not that much heavier than the coupe, which is also great. We even have start stop. I mean, it's got everything, this car. It is an absolute weapon though. It's so fast, it's ridiculous. That's why they call it super fast, I know, but it's crazy. Oh, it's such a weapon. And they also have the virtual short wheelbase, so that's Ferrari talk for rear wheel steering. Because it is a long car, it's 4.66 meters. It's also very wide. So they try to, you know, to improve the agility by both having very light steering, but also that rear wheel steering really improves the agility. Okay, so let's do a launch control over here. So just first gear, launch button. So Ferrari claims 3 seconds to 100 and I think 8.3 to 200 or 8.4 to 200, which is so quick. All right, so let's close the roof. There we go. Oh, they've got some heavy transports coming here. It's like freaking 8 vans. All right, let's go. We are, of course, going to get this little roof or this little window down. And it's so good because you immediately get quite a bit of extra sound. Push the bumpy road mode for the suspension, which I think might be nice for this part of the Autobahn. And traveling at normal speed, 110 as you can see, it's super quiet and relaxing. It really is. You do get a bit more wind noise, of course, because you have a convertible compared to the coupe, but it's not that bad. And the engine quiets right down. It's pretty impressive. But that's not why you're here, of course, so just have to wait for all these overtakers. Is that the opposite of an undertaker? Which that's kind of that's a question for another day. Anyway, it should mean that we get a little bit of space here. Full throttle, 4th gear. Oh. It is so quick, it is so torquey, and it has so much power at that top of the rev range. Look at it, it just keeps going. That is utterly ridiculous.
But before we continue on the Autobahn, I want to thank today's sponsor, which is ProSignals AI. Now, AI is changing the world. It's changing the world of trading as well. And this could be your benefit. If you don't understand trading, forex trading, gold, silver, stuff like that, like me, they give you signals to enter and exit the market. So ProSignals AI uses 7 interconnected bots to analyze the market. And when one of these signals comes in, it is manually reviewed by a professional trader. These traders have been trading professionally for 11 years and profitably. So this signal is checked and then sent to the VIP trading group. You can then enter these data points into your own trading app. It is super simple. They teach you in 5 minutes and you can start trading. And the beautiful thing about this, I've been using it for a couple of weeks. This is not financial advice, by the way, but it has been working pretty well for me. And I didn't understand any of this. And I got to learn trading and how the market moves and what happens by copying these trades of these professional traders, learning along the way how it works. I was pretty skeptical myself. That is why I started using it for a couple of weeks before doing this ad, because I wanted to make sure that it was legit and it actually works. So we are not cashing out on this ad. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Everything we earn from this promotion, I'm putting it into the trading app and I'm going to continue trading with ProSignals AI. Now, you can sign up by using the link in the description. They will walk you through the sign up and they will teach you how it works. Start small, that is what I've done. I'm just trading like super small amounts. And for me, it was a really good opportunity to start trading, to learn how it works and to earn a little additional income alongside these professional traders. So go check out the link in the description and enjoy the rest of the A12.
It's been a while since I've driven an A12 and it surprises me every time by the sheer force this engine produces and just absolutely catapults the car into the distance. Just ridiculous. I mean, it's like these higher speeds, it's like 230, 240. It's nothing for this car. And also, I just did like 315 with the little window down. It's really not bad wind noise wise. It's actually pretty enjoyable because you hear the exhaust. It will do 340, at which point I do think you will want to close that little window. We did 5.5 seconds, 100 to 200, which is only a tenth slower than the coupe, which is really not bad. The weight difference, of course, is not that big. As I said, 85 kilos. Fast. That's how they should have called it. 812 stupid fast. Oh. Great brakes as well. Great ceramics. Let's go DJ sides. You can go left now. Little bit of free commercial there. Relentless acceleration. It just doesn't stop. It's so crazy. And the difference between an F12 and this is actually quite big. I thought it you know, on paper or looking at it, listening to it, it might seem quite similar, but this feels so much more modern, so much faster, and just a lot easier to drive. It's a lot more friendly, even though it's not a friendly car per se, but it just feels more approachable, less dangerous. Oh. And it has one of the best downshifts in the business. Oh, stop it. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to watch this car going a bit faster, you can check out this video on the right. You can also check out this playlist of reviews. You can subscribe by clicking the big button. Make sure you do, because it really helps us out. And massive thanks to Thijs Timmermans for letting us have a drive in their 812 GTS. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.